On September 1st, 1939, the Nazi powers in Germany ordered the German army to invade Poland. These actions caused the beginning of World War II. With Poland under the totalitarian state of Germany, the Polish government and their ideas were thrown away. Within Poland, there are many people who disagreed with the beliefs of the Nazi Party. As these people became unhappy with the imposed German government, they began to form resistance groups.
One of these newly formed resistance movements was called the
Armia Krajowa,
or Home Army. This was the dominant resistance movement in Poland. The Home Army was formed in February 1942 by
Zek Walki Zbrojnej,
a union for armed struggle. Soon, it would absorb most of the other resistance groups, causing its membership to range from 200,000 to 600,000 people by 1944. Most of the Home Army's operations were attempts to sabotage German supplies heading to the Eastern Front in the Soviet Union. But some of their operations were full-scale battles, such as
Operation Tempest,
Warsaw Uprising,
Zamość Uprising,
Operation Wenik.
Operation Tasma.
Due to their occupied state, they did not have full access to weapons to complete these operations.
They had no access to artillery armor or aircraft, and little access to rifles and equipment. They had four main sources of obtaining their arms. These sources were arms left on battlefields after the invasion, arms purchased or captured from the Germans and their allies, arms that they manufactured themselves, and arms received from Allied airdrops. Once they obtained these arms, they would bury them to help hide them from the Germans. The Home Army was also one of the few resistance groups that sent people into Auschwitz concentration camp. There they attempted to start a revolution among the prisoners. Unfortunately, this plan was a failure. They also sent people into the Warsaw Ghetto to gather information. They sent this information to the Allied forces.
One of the Home Army's largest operations was known as Operation Tempest. The objectives of this operation were end the German occupation, seize arms and supplies needed for a Polish regular army on Polish soil, counter the threat from the Ukrainian insurgent army, rebuild a regular Polish army, rebuild civil authority, communications, and an arms industry, maintain peace and order behind the front lines, and begin offensive operations against
Wehrmacht,
forces still on Polish soil. The people in the Home Army would become the soldiers in the regular army. The plan for the operation was to work with the Soviets' Red Army to recapture towns throughout Poland. Unfortunately, the Home Army was captured by the Soviets after they captured the cities of
Kowel,
April 6th and
Włodzimierz,
they were forced to either go to the Soviet labor camps or to join the Red Army.
On January 19th, 1945, the Home Army was officially disbanded to avoid a civil war in Poland.